Hi there, my name is Jane DeVay and today I'm going to talk about the cycle of anxiety. So anybody out there who doesn't know who I am Jane DeVay and I specialise in helping women who are struggling with anxiety to move forward, become happy, confident and to move into a peaceful future. So talk about anxiety. You start off and you're in an anxious situation, which leads to you getting uncomfortable symptoms. Could be palpitations, could be sweating, could be just a feeling of completely being overwhelmed, might feel sick, any of those things. So you've got this anxious situation. So your mind is like, well, we don't want to do that, so we're going to avoid any anxious situation. We're going to avoid that. And that could be physically. So you may be skipping school or not going to work, or you can also turn to drinking or drugs, which actually they kind of numb the pain for a while and numb the symptoms. Or it's a procrastination, as in you don't take on any challenging tasks. And so for a while you have the short-term relief from that anxiety and you're like, yep, it's okay, we feel good. But then what happens is the situation is arising and then you become anxious that the situation may arise and you may have those horrendous symptoms again. So I'll put it into a nice simple analogy, if you like. You're in school and you are reading in an English lesson and you get the word wrong, or you pronounce it wrong, or you don't know what it is and you stumble and everybody laughs and you become really, really anxious about it. And then what happens is you begin to feel anxious with the fact that you be having an English lesson, because in the English lesson there is a chance that you may have to read. So the anxiety heightens. And then the anxiety can get even worse in the fact that then you're anxious about going to school, because there's a chance that when you go to school you'll have an English lesson, and if you have an English lesson there is a chance that you'll have to read, and then there's a chance that everybody will laugh at you and you'll get those awful feelings again. So what is happening is one situation has built up to be a huge something that is probably not even there, but in your mind it's looking out to that's its job, keep you safe. And that's something it's trying to avoid. So your job is to prove to your mind that you're okay, that it's okay to read. And the only way to do that is to face your fears. So you have got to tell your mind that it's okay. So it's like they always say, if you fall off a horse, get back on straight away, because otherwise you worry about the fact you might fall off. Just get back on, it'll be fine. So that's building up, so it's going round and round and it's getting bigger and bigger. So avoiding situations to avoid the symptoms. So if you've got children who are in school, because I just used the children analogy, one of the things for them to do is to, rather than wait and be the last one to read or do a presentation, be first. Get it out of the way straight away, rather than sitting through the whole of the lesson worrying about the fact that you've got to do the presentation or you've got to read. Do it straight away, get it out of the way, and then if anything goes wrong, by the time they've got to the next two, they won't even have remembered you. That is just a small thing. But if you had the situation where you read in school, people laughed, that was fine, and you were okay, you carried on. You probably didn't have to read a huge amount at all. But in later life, you're going for a job promotion where you have to do a presentation. And then your mind, it goes, hang on a minute, you don't like that, remember? You don't like having those horrible feelings and those symptoms. We don't want to do that, do we? And there it is, it's clicked in. So it's clicked in at a later date, something that happened in your childhood. So then you might end up with a bad stomach, or you might do the presentation, but a lump in your throat, feeling of horrendous anxiety, which can then go on. So always try to deal with it as soon as you can, before the anxiety gets hold of you, before it takes control of your life. But if you need any help, that's what I'm here for. If you message in the comment box below, I will send you a link, or I think there's probably a link there somewhere, and I would love to dig deeper and see where your anxiety issues stemmed from and stop the cycle of anxiety in your life. Thank you for watching. Take care. My name's Jane DeVay.